All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. Meet Tina here. How's everyone's doing? Well, today I'm very delighted to have someone special from all the way from Thailand and Germany. She is a teacher, she is a speaker, and she is a renowned author. Has written about 40 books all over in Thai language and also in English. So let's welcome Supawan Green. Hello, Supawan. How are you doing?
Hello, Tina, and hello, everyone. Yeah, good morning from Thailand. Yes.
Good evening from Los Angeles.
It
Well,
is a pleasure to be here.
thank
Quite an
you
honor
so
to
much,
be here with you.
Supawan. I discovered this Supawan, and I did not even know that she was so famous in Thailand. And when I discovered her and talked to her, someone I knew from Thailand, she's also a YouTuber from Thailand. She said, "Oh my God, I follow Supawan, and she's amazing." And I said, I have to agree. So, I'm excited that you're back to talk to us in English because last time she had an interview in Thai language. And so, anyway, in the midst of all these challenges that we have at this moment, a lot of people are going through what we call the storm, the hurricane, whatever you so call. So, whatever you can call that. And a lot of people having a hard time trying to kind of stay alive or stay focused. So, Supawan will be sharing with us what we could do in order to kind of stay calm in this challenging time. So, Supawan, what do you got for us here?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. The humanity really have been through the meal, I would say. The problem that we are facing, that we have been facing right now is quite tough, quite
Mhm.
tough. And in the spiritual community, we all know that we are going through the process that we call ascension, okay? Moving to the 5D or whatever, okay? But in the meantime, the most obvious thing that we can see from all directions is the problem from domestic to society to the global level, the economy, everything, which is very much like a rubber band, a really massive rubber band that tighten up the individual's life, and this rubber band is getting tighter and tighter. Okay.
Mhm.
Our life we all know that it's really tough, especially of this, financial problem. I came back to Thailand, I could see that people are really struggling.
Wow.
No one have enough money to spend because of, the rate of inflation. The money that they used to, 100 baht that they used to be able to buy, a bowl of noodle with a drink is not enough anymore. Not
Wow.
to mention the poor people, even the middle class people, they even scream because, the salary is still stays still, whereas the cost of living, is climbing up. And not just Thailand, it's globally. In England, people are screaming as well because of this problem. And more than that, we are in this really high tech, society that the information, throw into our face all the time. From the moment that we open our eyes, get the phone and then check all this information, it's all the time that you are being bombarded by problems, constantly.
Mhm.
So we are really submerged in this really thick soup of information.
Mhm.
And they like to tell you to discern all the problems, or, when you faced with any issue, any question that is quite challenge to your belief, all these things. Okay, you got to be discerned. But some of the problem is just too big and too much to discern.
Mhm.
Okay, especially the problem that link with all this what you call deception.
Mhm.
Deception, illusion, all these things. How can you discern everything? And I think our human nature is very much like, tend to believe in in what most people talk about. Okay, so I just want us to have a really big image that no matter what we think, what we do, what we believe, we always have something in here that is just not quite right. We have this burden in here. We've got this pain in here. This pain, it could come from confusion alone. We just don't know whether we are coming or going. We just don't know what kind of direction that we should go. You see, we should lead to. So this kind of problem is not small. It's not small. You see, when you don't know who you are or where you stand or what to believe, which nowadays is a society is like that. We just don't know what to believe anymore.
Right.
You know? And so whom should we listen? Everyone, you know, they all have convincing, you know, reason, you know, trying to convince you that their path is right, this path is right, but everyone is right, everyone could be all wrong. So it is very difficult. So this part has come to my role in the sense that, okay, I better introduce myself first, that I'm a born Buddhist, Buddha back there, okay? In the center called Bring Your Mental Self Back Home Center. Can you see that? This very short sentence, bring your mental self back home, it has a very profound meaning in itself. So please let me just give you a very simple prompt that can describe, you know, your human life form. So a human life form, I will bring back, I will connect with all this confusion and don't know whether you're coming or going later on, but just follow me to this one first, okay? So this human life form, we've got the physical body, which is beautiful and handsome, which is the part that you can see yourself in the mirror. But a life form, we don't only just have a physical body, right? We have what you call your mind. You got your mind, you got your thoughts, you got your feelings, emotion. You also have your consciousness, okay? And all these, they're all non-physical. They're all very abstract component, but they are the component, the main significant component of this life form, okay? So that's why this prop will be very useful. So this plastic bottle, the external part, it represents a life form, okay? The physical part that you can see yourself in the mirror. But in there, the water part, okay, in there, it represents your thoughts, memories, and feelings, which you call mind, M-I-N-D, your mind, okay? And your mind, according to the Buddha, is different, is another component that is different from your consciousness. So you can see that in this bottle, the red part is represent a consciousness. So this consciousness is still sound very abstract, very non-physical, okay? Non-physical is non-material, is an energetic form. So it's important that we've got to use create a storyline for it, okay? So I'm going to create a person, personify the energetic form. This consciousness from now on, I would call our mental self, our inner self, which is also a true self, okay? So we got that inner self or mental self in opposed to our physical self. And this inner self, mental self, we cannot see in the mirror, but it very much exists. In fact, this part, the consciousness, is the core of life. And according to the Buddha separates our consciousness from our thoughts and feelings. This is very important. And it's very difficult to explain. That's why I need all these tools to help me. Okay, our consciousness, this red part in the bottle, it is different from your thoughts and feelings, which represent by the water in this bottle. So I'd like you to know that our thoughts and feelings are the carrier of all our problems in the external world. Okay, thoughts and feelings. And to make your life easier, I'm going to, give the analogy, personify these thoughts and feelings, create a story, create a person for it. Okay, a story. And call this one Jerry. Tom and Jerry, you know about Tom and Jerry? Of course, everyone know about Tom and Jerry. Okay, so I'm sorry that I don't have a, in English language, but this one would do. Okay, so you can see Jerry, this word called Jerry. So Jerry represents our thoughts, memories, and feelings. Thought, memories, and feelings represent by just one word, Jerry. Okay, you follow? Tina, you follow?
Got it.
Okay, so from now on, I would say that Jerry is the carrier of all the problems in the external world, in this physical world in front of us. Okay, the problem from domestic issue, okay, fighting between couple in the family, okay, to the problem, on the street, to society, to the nation, to the global level. Every problem that we are facing right now, okay, from all directions, left, right, up and down and center, all this thing. Okay, no matter what problems, which you can appreciate that is inundated. Okay, we are really inundated with the problem from all directions. So no matter what, we don't have to go deep into the individual issue. Okay, yeah. I like you to just round all this problem up into just one word, Jerry. Into one word, Jerry. Okay. And then this Jerry, it will dematerialize. Okay. All this Jerry, okay, basically, let me find here, this picture. Okay. So let's say that this is your physical body, the part that you can see in the mirror. And these 5 mice or these 5 Jerry, okay, represent all the problem from domestic to the global, all the way to the ET problem, universal problem. Okay, problem come, with the reptilian, the gray, what, all these things, yeah, that we know of. Okay, all these problem, okay, in the external world, they're in the material form, and all this material form, the problem in the material form, it can be separated to, okay, into the problem that come with sight, problem that come with sight, problem that come with sounds, problem that come with smells, problem that come with taste, and problem that come with texture. Okay, so no matter what problem that we face in this entire world, million, billion, and even trillion of it, of this stream of problem, okay, continuous problem. In the end, okay, we round them up, and then just squeeze them into just mere Jerry. So you got Jerry that come into the sight, sound, smell, taste, and texture. Okay, and so all these are the information of problem. Jerry are the information of problem in the external world, and this information of problem have to travel through this life form. Travel through this life form, and this life form, we got the sensory organs. The sensory organ as your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. These act as bridges. Connection, bridges allow the information, okay, of problem from sight, sound, smell, taste, and texture to come through. So this part we got to class as the material form, the mass form, okay, the material form. once all this information or problem travel through this body, act as bridges, they will dematerialize from the mass form into the energetic form. Into the energetic form and turn into, so from 5 mice, 5 Jerry turn into 3 Jerrys. And that 3 Jerrys are your thoughts, your memories, and your feelings. Thought, memories, and feelings, which represent the water in this bottle. Okay? So Jerry travel from the external world, from the physical world, through a body, okay, act like the bridges, okay. Once it come into this this body, okay, it dematerialize from the material form into the energetic form, abstract form, thought, memories, and feelings, or just Jerry. So Jerry are the problem, the carrier of all the problem, and this problem will come face to face with your consciousness or your mental self, your inner self, your true self. Your true self. Your true self is not this body. This is only a shell. This is only a vessel that accommodates a true self. This true self, in English, you can call consciousness or soul or spirit, okay? Your soul and your spirit, that is your real self, okay? So this is a true self, and this is the problem. Can you see that come face to face? Oh, this Jerry, especially the thinking Jerry, it can mobilize a whole army of Jerry. It can mobilize a whole army of Jerry and then take over your mental self. Okay, in fact, bombarded. It's just a whole army of soldiers with combat boots, you know, and then stampede your inner self, your mental self, your soul, your spirit. In this is your physical self. Your physical self, I mean, you can pretend, oh, I'm okay, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, you can smile. But in there, you're dying, you're dead because you're being bombarded by a whole army of Jerry. And Jerry are the carrier of all the problem from the external world that come in your body. So this bottle I'm going to show you, Tina. So bear in mind, water is Jerry, a whole army of Jerry, all the problem that travel into your inner world, okay? And this red part is your inner self, your soul, your spirit, your true self. So when Jerry come to hit you, they don't just, you know, hit you nicely, softly. They really put you on the chopping board. Put you on the chopping board with this, you know, really sharp knife, and then mince you up into pieces. Mince you up into pieces. And this is what you call stress, worry, anxiety, okay?
Depression.
Yeah, jealousy, depression, breakdown, all the way to suicidal. Okay.
Well, that's what a lot of
people
people, that's what a lot of people are going through right now. Yes.
Exactly. Absolutely. This is what been true. Okay. All these problems, you know, that we are swimming in this soup of thick soup of information that we think that, oh, I know something, I'm awakening, I know something, but all this, I know something, it doesn't really resolve anything within. Not yet. Because externally, you know, people are still poor, you know, the poverty is still there and you're still struggling. Okay. we haven't really been through the ascension yet, that everything, you know, everyone can live in peace yet, not as yet, but we are in the between. And in this in between is the most hardest time. It's the toughest time. That is very important, that you got to know the eye of the storm. This is very important because this is the predicament that we are in. You know, we wake up with problem, with stress, with the weight in the heart all the time. Where am I going to get the money from? You know, I lost my job. You know, I'm in ill health. I'm going to die, and this and that all the time. You see, so this our mental self has been mangled, has been twisted with all this whole army of Jerry. This whole army of Jerry. Yeah, this is a good picture for you. So I'm going to represent a mental self, a true self, our mental, our soul and spirit of a true self as Tom. Okay, Tom is being faced with this ginormous, you know, big mice, thoughts, memories, and feelings. Okay, thought, memories, and feelings who are well equipped with all these tool, all this weapon, and then stab you all the time. With the stab you, or stomp you, or chop you into pieces all the time. Can you see that? So this inner battlefield is a matter of 1 against 3, if not 1, okay, against a whole army of Jerry, against a whole army. And we are talking about a weak Tom who hasn't really awakening, who hasn't really found themselves, found the true self yet. So they really don't know whether they're coming or going. Oh my God, I haven't got the other tool that is better. Yeah, sorry, I'm not well. But anyway, you can see that this is a mental Tom. Can you see that being bombarded by a whole army of Jerry?
I can see.
Okay, so just like this one, Yeah. So this predicament that we are being bombarded by a whole army of Jerry, the Buddha stated that this is the first universal truth. The Buddha called the noble truth. Okay, it means that it's a truth that is that is across the globe, across the universe. It's the fact of life that we all have mental pain as a fact. We all, every single one of us, all got to, you know, carry this mental pain from something small as stress. Oh gosh, I'm so stressed. Worry, anxiety, panic, you know, fear of getting old, fear of spider, fear of, you know, cockroaches, fear of darkness, death, fear of being poor, this thing. Okay, so this is the universal truth, the fact of life that everyone have to face on a daily basis. On a daily basis. We don't talk about, you know, big major problem. No, we talk about just little thing like discontent, loneliness, okay, loneliness, disappointment, you know, envy the Mr. Jones, Mrs. Jones next door. They got more than us. They got the new kitchen, they got the new car, they got the new this and that, and then, oh gosh, I'm so jealous of them, that kind of thing. All these little things, it really matters because it can ruin your life. It can ruin your life in the long run because it is this little thing that is really nickel you. Broken down relationship, you can talk for hours on end, right? Domestic problem. See, so I like you to recognize that when the Buddha said that life is suffering, he didn't mean about the suffering in Calcutta, in India, you know, when we're faced with that major scale of poverty. No, he really mean that just the little thing that is nickel you in here, that make you feel unsettled, make you feel restless. That is the fact of life, that we all have problem. And this is what the Buddha called suffering. The noble truth of suffering, that everyone facing all the same, all the same. Because this is what the Buddha was facing before his ultimate enlightenment. And that encouraged him to search for something that is greater, that is the end of suffering. So thank God that we have the Buddha to did this, you know, pioneer work for us. So upon his enlightenment at the age of what, 35, 29 years old, the Buddha was a prince. Okay, his name was Prince Siddhartha. He was a prince, a young prince, and then he got a really good life. You know, his parents built 3 palaces to accommodate 3 seasons for him. You know, got all the girls, the women, all the everything. It was just absolutely, you know, spoiled really. But yet he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He wasn't content. You know, in the contrary, he could see that all these things is just not real, you know, and then it's subject to what, to change. It's people is not going to stay, you know, with black hair forever, stay young forever. You're going to get old. So his parents get old, all these things. His mom died, okay, when he was only 7 years old. So he could see that life attached with the fact of having the suffering, having the mental pain. So deep down in his mind, he just want to search for something greater like the end of the mental pain. So because of this perfection that he's been, you know, accumulated for eon of years in his previous life, led him to the time in Gaia when he was 35 years old. He reached the ultimate enlightenment. The ultimate enlightenment, it means that in the end, the Buddha who faced this state of mind prior to his enlightenment, you know, when he was a prince, he was also like this, you know, being punched, being bombarded by a whole army of Jerry. And upon the enlightenment below the Bodhi tree in Gaia, Buddha Gaia, he found this state of mind. He found this state of mind that is totally in the opposite from this one. This is pain, and this is absolutely no pain. Wow.
Peace.
Wow. I have never seen this before, and this is the answer to humanity. He said, this is absolutely the answer to humanity. Everyone in the world wants this one. And this is the eye of the storm that I want to make connection with. So sorry that I got to make a bit, you know, long story to lead to this point. Lead you to this point. This is the third noble truth. The noble truth is the universal truth for everyone. Everyone have the rights, okay, and the choice to have access to this eye of the storm that is totally at peace. Totally at peace, okay? Totally in the opposite from boom, 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 boom. That is no fun at all. This is all no fun at all, okay? So the end of suffering is the third noble truth. So I rewind a bit. What is the second noble truth? Okay, you know about the first noble truth, that is the noble truth of suffering, mental pain that we are facing on the daily basis, no matter who you are, what kind of, you know, belief system that you have, what kind of religious belief that you have, it doesn't matter. Okay, what kind of status that you have, no matter you're rich, you're poor, you're king, or you're servant, it doesn't matter who you are. The bottom line is that we all have mental pain all the same. We all have mental pain all the same. And then, so that is the first noble truth. The second noble truth, I already told you from the beginning. The second noble truth is the cause of suffering, the cause of mental pain. Tina, can you guess that who is the cause of mental pain?
Well, it's the jury, right?
Yeah, that's it. The answer is Jerry. I make life easier for you because the Buddha didn't say that Jerry is the second noble truth. No. if you want to study the Pali Canon, the Tripitaka, the second noble truth, it might consist of 8 volumes of the book, this thick. You know, there are 45 volumes in the Pali Canon. Okay, represents the 45 years that the Buddha have taught during his lifetime, from the point of enlightenment at the age of 35 until he passed on at the age of 80, 45 years. So the Pali Canon got 45 volumes. So the second noble truth, it might have about what, 5 volumes of really thick like the Bible, like that. And then I squeeze to only half a teaspoon and squeeze into just one word, Jerry. So Jerry is the cause of suffering. Okay. Jerry
So for 45 years, you squeeze it down to 1 second or 1 minute.
no, to just one word, Jerry. Okay, to just one word, Jerry. So Jerry is the second noble truth. The second noble truth, the cause of suffering, the cause of mental pain, because Jerry is the carrier of all your problem. You see, externally you can, oh, I'm fine, but inwardly you carry a whole mountain of Jerry. Can you see that whole mountain of Jerry? I got to make this card into English version, and then you can learn. You see, every card, it got the explanation at the back. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done it yet. This is the Thai version. Okay. So cool. Anyway, so you know now that Jerry is the second noble truth. Okay. Whereas the third noble truth is the eye of the storm. This is the storm of problem, hurricane, tornado. Okay. But in that middle of tornado, you got the eye of the storm that is totally placid, still, and at peace. Okay, so it is this eye of the storm, the third noble truth that we want to know. So anyway, this third noble truth, let's make it concise. Okay, the Buddha called this state of mind nirvana. You heard of this word, nirvana? Okay, not the pop group nirvana. Nirvana as the end of suffering. Did you hear the noise?
You still hear it?
Yeah, I can hear you, but
I don't hear any noise.
I can hear some kind of echo because no one in the chat room is it. No, it's okay. It's
I don't hear anything. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. No. Okay, so this is the third noble truth that I have said, that no matter who you are, what social status you are, on right at the very top or right at the very bottom, you are in the same position, in the sense that you all have the right to have access to this placid, to this most awesome state of mind that is the end of mental pain, the end of mental suffering. Okay, and the uniqueness of the Buddha, the ingenious of the Buddha is that he didn't just tell us that there is a state of mind that is totally, peaceful, that you should come and see. The Buddha left us a tool. He left us a tool. He left us a means, a method that can help us to go from this point, from the state of suffering to the state of totally at peace. Let me find this. I'm trying to find a card that can help you to understand, which I cannot see it yet. Never mind, I will find it later. Okay, so that means, that can help us to the end of suffering. Here we go. This is the one that I like to see. The Buddha basically give us a car.
Look for a car, yeah.
Okay, give us a car, because right now we are in position A. Okay, position A is the first noble truth of suffering, mental suffering. Okay, and then the Buddha said that, okay, I'm going to give you a car, but the person who is going to drive this car that can lead you to position B, that is the end of suffering, is not this physical self. Your physical self got to drive what? Drive, drive. Can you hear me?
Yeah? Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. a physical body will drive the Toyota, the Mercedes, the VW, whatever, Ford car, you know, the material car. But this car is the energetic car. Okay, it's non-physical, non-material car. And the person who got to drive this non-material car is your non-physical self as well. That is your mental self. Your mental self got to be the person who drive this car, or your consciousness got to drive. Can you see that this whole concept is very abstract, very abstract? That's why I really need all these props, all this picture, you know, trying to help you to understand what's going on. What's going on. So this is the fourth noble truth. The fourth noble truth is that the Buddha gave us the tool, the means, okay, for us to travel from A, that is mental pain, to B, the end of mental pain. So basically, when you can accept and understand this, you've got to start to drive the car, and I can be your your driving instructor. But another analogy, this analogy, if it's not clear yet to you, I'm going to show you another analogy that can help you to understand. So basically, this is your mental self, okay? And this jungle is made up of Jerry. So basically, the first noble truth is nothing more than our mental self is being lost. So our mental self, this red part, is being lost in a mental jungle. Can you see that? In a mental jungle, the mental jungle that is made up of a problem, the problem that come from all directions, from domestic to global. Can you see that? And this is a very vast, ginormous jungle that we are trapped in, there, unable to come out, because this jungle is non-physical. This jungle is non-material. Even though you get stuck, you know, in the Amazon, in this thick jungle of Thailand, as long as you've got the GPS, they won't let you get lost in this physical jungle anymore. You can't get lost. They bail you out. They will plug you out somehow. Okay. But not in a mental jungle, not in a spiritual jungle. No, because it's non-physical. And then there is no GPS for you. The GPS is the teacher, like Buddha, like Christ, like all the ascended master, like all the enlightened teachers nowadays, who can guide you out of this mental jungle.
Could I call that matrix?
Okay, so I'm one of them to help you, you know, to guide you out from this mental jungle. Can you see that? This is a mental self. So we got this just like angel. Quite cute, isn't it? Can you see the costume?
Yeah, Supawan, would the jungle be the same? Would the jungle be the same as a matrix?
Oh, sorry, hang on. I kind of, What did you say, Tina?
Okay, would the jungle be the same as the matrix?
Yeah, you can say this, right? Matrix. The matrix, in fact, is out here. We're talking about this physical matrix,
right?
Okay, but a mental matrix is even more profound, even more profound and complex, and very difficult to get away from. Very difficult to get away from. Okay, so anyway, we all, a mental self, a true self, is being trapped into this mental jungle. In this mental jungle, unable to come home. So the enlightenment of the Buddha, when the Buddha laid down the Four Noble Truths, that fourth noble truth, basically, the Buddha literally, you know, go hold onto your hands and said that, okay, I'm going to take you home. Bring your mental self back home. See that? This is the name that I have coined some 30 years ago. And it has become the name of this center, Bring Your Mental Self Back Home Center, okay, which is come from this. So basically, bring your mental self back home, have the same meaning as Vipassana. Vipassana, or the four foundation of mindfulness, okay, the four foundation of mindfulness, which is the practice. So the fourth noble truth, the Buddha started with, you got to have the right view. The right view, you know, you got to think right? All these item for you to follow. But number 7, number 8, the Buddha talk about the right mindfulness and the right meditation. So I won't talk about other other item, but take you straight into meditation, and mindfulness meditation basically are the same thing. Okay. So this is the 4th noble truth. The 4th noble truth is the means, you see, the actual car that can lead you from the point of suffering to the point of end of suffering, which is the goal of everyone's life, regardless of your religious belief. Because this point is really beyond religion. Beyond religion. It doesn't really confine to any religion. It's quite a universal truth. Noble truth is universal truth. It means that it's for everyone. It's for everyone, all the same. Okay, so I want to just make the summary for you that the 4 noble truths really can give you the answer to the humanity's problem nowadays. Especially when you get lost, when you get lost in this, among this soup of information that you just don't know who is telling the truth, who is telling lies. You see, we really just don't know, and it's too big to weigh, to discern, because you need to have information. And when you acquire information, you just don't know what is right or what is wrong anyway. You always, get stuck somewhere somehow. But when you come to meditation, come to vipassana, come to talk about this tool, this car that you're going to drive to the end of suffering. Okay. This one will help you to have your very private, intimate, individual experience. Okay, the manifestation, it's happened inwardly for you to view with your inner eyes. With your inner eyes, we got the physical eyes. At the same time, we got this 3rd eye, the inner eyes. The inner eyes for you to look inwardly, okay, in your own experience. So what I try to say is that the end of the storm is here, is the destination, right? The eye of the storm is the destination of your life. Hang on. Yeah. The destination of your life. Okay. So provided that you know how to bring your mental self back home by driving this car called vipassana, by driving this car that is called mindfulness meditation, okay? Or by driving this car called bring your mental self back home. This is your home, okay? You'll be able to experience the eye of the storm. This is the good news. This is awesome news that I really like to share with humanity. And I'm so glad that you invite me to your program, because this is a platform that can, take this message to the wider audience. This is the awesome news, okay? And you don't have to listen to all this, anything, whether you're right or wrong, because you just do according to what the Buddha guide you to do. So I make life simple for you again. Okay, so I have my own technique of meditation. I created my own technique that can help you to delve into your inner scenery. Okay, all the way. There are 4 foundations of mindfulness. The first 2 foundation is to train you, okay, to observe on your breath, your breathing, your breath, and observe on your motion, your movement, your physical movement, and then observe your physical sensation. So your breath, your movements, your physical sensations are the home where your mental self can take refuge. Okay, this is to begin with. This is the technique to begin with. your breath, your movement, your sensation. Okay. Initially, if you can train your mental self, keep on driving this car. So I can, will be another session if you want to do this. It won't be,
Absolutely.
but I tell you, just in theory, not in practice. Yeah. Okay. So if you can train your mental self to drive this car, and driving this car is that your physical just sits still. Your physical self sits still, because this journey, it doesn't belong to your physical body. It's belong to your mental self, your soul, your spirit, your consciousness. Okay,
Right.
so I call mental self. So your mental self got to work hard. Your mental self got to work hard by training your mental mind to focus on your breath, focus on your movements, focus on your physical sensations. When you can do this, okay, you can reduce the population of Jerry. You can reduce the population of Jerry. You can purge Jerry. You purge all your inner Jerry out. Go away. I don't want you. Why? Because Jerry is the carrier of all your problems. Remember that? Okay. Jerry is the carrier of all your problem. Boom, 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 from domestic to global to universal. I don't
Right.
want you, Jerry. You give me headache. You give me stress. You give me depression. You give me breakdown. You give me suicidal. Go away, Jerry. And
Right.
this is what bring your mental self back home can help you, and can help you quite instantaneously. But this is all come down to your dedication, your commitment, to put toward the practice. Okay, you will if you hate Jerry that much, because everyone just want to switch it off. When you said that, oh please, children, just give mommy some peace and quiet, give me some space. When you say that, give me some space, you don't really mean the physical space, you mean you want your mental space. You want your mental space. The
Correct.
mental space that got to slow Jerry right down. Okay, give me some space. Give me some peace and quiet. You all mean about inwardly, but a knowledge is not that that extensive, that precise, that clear, enough to help us to understand everything. You really need to have guided wisdom to begin with before you can really know what you have to do. Okay, so what I try to stress is that when you start to practice, bring your mental self back home, you will purge Jerry, go away Jerry, and then leave behind a very clear state of mind. Okay, leave behind a very clear state of mind. I'd like to show this one. Can you see that? You're being bombarded by Jerry.
Is that Jerry on top?
And make your your face just all crumple up like that,
Right.
like a knot like that. Okay, so in the end, you will clear, yeah, this is another picture to show you, broken hearted, sad hearted. Heart is your mental self, really, in your mind. So the part that make you broken is Jerry, make you feel sad, feel lonely, is all Jerry. Jerry is perhaps many different faces, come in different role, can come in the form of pink Jerry, make you really glad, really joyful, really pleased, really happy, all these things. Got pink Jerry. Yeah, Jerry come, and Jerry create the matrix world. Jerry create the matrix world within first, and then so without. So the matrix in this external world, in this material world, is the manifestation of the internal Jerry. Okay, so within, as within, so without. You see that? And the same, before you can understand this external world, it is very important that you got to understand your inner world. And your inner world got nothing more than your Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry, your mental self, inner self, and then Jerry, who is the real culprit, who is the real culprit, that responsible for every mayhem, every mayhem in the world, in the universe. Even E.T. got Jerry. Okay, E.T. got Jerry too. That's why they create the mayhem to this world, other world, or this thing. Okay, so what you have to do is to make your mental Tom become stronger. So every time that you practice, bring your mental self back home. I like you to know that. I like you to know that. So this is your mental Tom, okay? The cat, Tom the cat. If you want to defeat Jerry, what you have to do is to fatten your mental self up, fatten your mental Tom. Make this weak Tom, okay? Make this weak Tom. This is a weak Tom, because our inner battlefield is a matter of 1 against 3, if not 1 against a whole army. Yeah. This is your mental self. Can you see? Weak and puny, being bombarded by a whole army of Jerry, your thought, memories, and feeling. And this thinking element can go and mobilize a whole army of Jerry and come to stampede you, flatten you, chop you into pieces like this. We don't have a chance. Without all this ascended master, you know, in the past, who pass on the knowledge, like Buddha, like Christ, like Mohammed, Lao Tzu, so Zoroaster, all these ascended master in the past, we don't have a chance. I mean, nowadays we still reap the wisdom from the past. We reap the wisdom from the past. I'm just, you know, the result of that wisdom from the past, that I'm lucky enough to be born in this country, you know, and then when I have like this, I went into the temple and asked the Buddha, please help me, take the pain away, take this block of pain away. I don't want it, but I didn't know how. But anyway, my journey up to now is more than 40 years.
Oh, wow.
More than 40 years of this practice.
So you've been doing this meditation for 40 years. Wow.
Yeah, from the age of 19. When I was a student, at Thammasat University. Yeah, I'm 69 now. So it's a long time. It's been a long time. Okay, that's how I can, you know, sit on this side and talk to you like this. So all this knowledge is not like overnight. It's not like go to, you know, pluck the 45 volume out and read and pluck out to you. No, because I have 3 children. I'm married to my English husband, and I live in England. I just came back about a week ago. Okay.
Now, Supawan, how long, because right now a lot of people have a lot of this army of Jerry, how long would it take for a person really go into the meditation and really pull away all this Jerry out there system?
Okay, that's a very good question. Very good. How long? I know that we all, I just want it to happen like this.
Yeah, because you say you've been working on it for 40 years, and there might be some individual who's like about your age, and you know, they say, oh God, I don't have that time to meditate 40 years. How would that work for someone? It would
never be too late, provided that you really commit and discipline yourself. Okay, I have created a skill, the meditation skill, that can help you to reach the eye of the storm quite rapidly. Okay, quite rapidly. I mean, so initially, it's very important that you need to have the guided wisdom. This is a very important factor. Okay, the important factor that you got to know what you're going to do, because this journey is not a physical journey, as I said. It's a mental journey. It's a spiritual journey, and spiritual journey is all non-physical. So therefore, the the tool that you're going to use, you know, the guidance got to be absolutely clear. Because when you close your eyes, okay, because I have listened a lot, you know, all this people who work on the front line in the spiritual community, they all say the same thing, that we must try to find our true self from within. Close our eyes and then go within and find your true self. Easier said than done. It's easier said than done, because when you close your eyes, it doesn't mean that your true self jump out. Hello, I'm your true self. I'm going to guide you from now on. No,
Right.
it's nothing like that.
Mhm.
When you close your eyes, all you can see is what? It's Jerry, right? When you close your eyes,
Absolutely.
you can see is, okay, what I'm going to do tomorrow, or I've got to do that, I've got to ring my mom, I got to buy this, oh, boom, 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 all the time, right? When you close your eyes, all you can see is Jerry, 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 Jerry. Take
Yeah.
over your life. You see, because of all this social media, it just keep on coming continuously. So it is easier said than done. Okay, close your eyes, find your inner self, find your true self, because it's within. Because your true self is not coming out as soon as you close your eyes. Hello, I'm your true self. I'm here to help you. No, because I've been through that. That's why it took me 40 years, you
Mhm.
know, to come this far. And that's why I know what to do. That's why I got all these pictures. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Can you see that? Because I know that it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So, okay, to answer your question, Tina,
Yeah.
initially, you need a proper guidance. And this proper guidance, you got to find a teacher whom you can click, to whom that you can click, with whom you can click.
Mhm.
Because not every teacher you can identify with. The teacher, it got to resonate with you. If it
Mhm.
doesn't resonate with you, you listen, it just come in here and come out here. Okay,
True.
it just so it doesn't touch within. It doesn't touch. It doesn't go in. It doesn't understand. Stand under. Stand. You
Mhm.
got to be able to stand under. It means truly comprehend. Truly
Mhm.
comprehend the concept. Okay. So I won't say that everyone would resonate with me. Some people don't like my style at all. Okay. But those who resonate with me, they will listen with their eyes open. Oh, wow. Wow, this is a treasure. Okay. I'm going to do ABCDEFT. And this is my role. My role is trying to put down the ABCDEFT for people who want to follow this path, who want to practice, bring your mental self back home. Okay, so that's why the reason for building this center, trying to propagate, okay, and then spread, expand this practice, which is much needed now in this day and age, because you really cannot rely on anyone anymore.
Mhm.
Not anyone. Not your parents, not the doctor, not the pharmacist, not the politician. Oh, absolutely not the politician, not the president, not the prime minister, not the king, not the queen gone now, not the king, obviously. Okay, you can't. You can't rely on your dog either. Come on, let me stroke you so that I can feel better. That is the means. Okay, maybe rely on your dog is easier than rely on people. Okay, the Buddha said that we are our own refuge. Right?
That's profound. Yeah.
We are our own refuge. Attahi atano nato. We are our own refuge. So you cannot take any other thing as your own refuge. Even the Buddhist monk or the teacher that can guide you, teach you. But
Mhm.
in the end, you take that advice, do your own practice, and then become your own refuge. Okay?
Mhm.
Rely on yourself. So I'm going to quickly squeeze to the conclusion because I don't know how much time we got left. Okay. So I would say that if you are really serious with yourself, okay, that you really want to find the eye of the storm, because you have enough of all this soup of information that is overload. It's just too overwhelming. It's too heavy now. I don't want to know anymore. Okay, switch off the news. Okay, and then really work with yourself. So the initial guided wisdom, which is all the thing in my course. In my course, I got the beginner course and the advanced course, okay? And then I will give you the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know, for you to do step by step. Just go through the Four Noble Truths to help you to understand. And then in the end, get to the crunch. And the crunch is that to practice Vipassana. Practice mindfulness meditation, which quite, you know, spread out quite a lot in the Western world. Okay. And then but for my practice, I created my own technique. My technique is quite unconventional. I guide you to, you know, to tap yourself, to beat yourself up, just to create the overwhelming sensation. This overwhelming sensation is the foundation of mindfulness, or creating the home where your mental self can take refuge to begin with. So once you are really diligent, you know, work on this, commit to yourself, discipline yourself, and then dedicate your time for this practice. You keep on, you know, keep up with your practice on a daily basis. I think it's quite soon. It'll be quite soon. You can even experience when you have the course with me in the room. This is the room that I do the teaching. You will experience this eye of the storm. You experience this inner peace, this really placid, you know, blissful state of mind when you do meditation. Once you know this state of mind within, as your very own experience, as your very own encounter within. No one can share with you. Only you know it, because you're the one who earn it by driving this car yourself. Okay, by doing the practice. When you do this yourself, you can experience it. And the minute you see this, you will exclaim to yourself, oh my God, I love this. And I want to walk away from this. Your wisdom, your intuitive wisdom will come. You will know for yourself that this state of mind is far better than this boom, boom, boom. You know it yourself. And then once upon seeing this, you will tell yourself that, oh, I can't be complacent. I got to keep on doing. I got to keep on, because you're attracted to this state of mind as well. That is just so blissful. You know, it's just so awesome. It's so good. It's just so good. You just attract to this, and then you know it. And this part, you can't expect other people to understand you, even your own family, because this is your very own knowledge now. Your experience is your very own knowledge. Experience is the source of knowledge. You got to have experience first, and that experience become your knowledge. Okay? And through that knowledge, you will be self-taught. You'll be self-taught. So while you are in this infant, you know, stage, I will guide you. I will guide you through my books, okay, to my literature, to my book, yeah, Einstein question, Buddha answer, yeah, a handful of leaves, and a handful of leaves, that is the word of the Buddha. The Buddha walked with Ananda into the forest, and then he just grabbed a handful of leaves up, and he said that, Ananda, my knowledge, I mean the Buddha's knowledge, you know, is as expansive as the leaves in the forest, but I only choose to teach you this handful of leaves, this handful of knowledge. This is enough for you just to pull the arrow of pain from your, you know, just enough for you to pull this arrow out. That's all. And that is Vipassana, or mindfulness meditation, or bring your mental self back home. Okay.
Wow.
So I will guide you. See, it's very important that you got to know what a normal mind. What on earth is a normal mind? Because if you don't know what a normal mind is, you don't know what abnormality is. You see? If you don't have a real sane person, you don't know what insanity is.
Mm,
And the
right.
Buddha is the first person, Buddha, Christ, or this ascended master, they were the person who know exactly what a normal mind is. A normal mind is the mind that you can expand your unconditional love. See, Christ to everyone. Can you see that I can talk about Christ, a Buddha, Zoroaster, Muhammad without any separation? Because to me, they are all ascended master.
Correct.
They are all ascended master. And I want to say that this knowledge, Vipassana, bring your mental self back home, is a new hope for humankind.
Mm. Now, Supawan, are those books on Amazon.com?
All these books you can download for free on my website.
Oh, really? So they don't cost
You
they don't
cannot
cost.
make yourself rich by selling books. So just take them if you want it. Most people, they don't want it. Oh no, I don't know you, Supawan Green. Who are you? You know, I don't know you, so I don't pay any attention. So, but if you want it, just download it for free from my
Wow,
website.
that's kind of
Okay.
you.
Because this is a really new hope for humankind. You know,
Mhm.
go to the 5D Ascension. You got to take this knowledge with you. Because this civilization that we are in, I hate to call civilization, it's more like a disasterization. It is
You're right
disaster,
about that.
leading
Yes,
to
so true.
disaster. That's why it's collapsing.
It is
That's why
collapsing.
it's collapsing.
Now,
So,
Supawan, so for those audience who are watching right now, they're interested in your meditation. How would they go about, getting involved into your
well,
program?
I have a English YouTube channel, and
Mhm.
then I have lots of clips that I, load out of my teaching. My teaching in England, in Thailand, wherever that I do the English session, I will post onto that English website. You can put the link onto your down below on your YouTube,
Yes, I will. Mhm.
below this clip. So you can help yourself. Okay, you can help yourself with by learn from me from all those clips free of charge. Okay. However, if you want to learn directly from me, okay, this center is still quite new. In the future, I will organize a retreat. The center we are building the Garden of Eden, which haven't really complete yet. Once it complete, and because of the COVID, the lockdown as well, I haven't got a chance, to organize a retreat here. But if you really want to have the retreat, the teaching directly with me, you can email me, and then we can, arrange something. Either come here, but I'm here in Thailand now. In England, I also teach. I also held session in a temple in King's Bromley, Wat Mahathat, Alawas, King's Bromley. Okay.
Right.
And sometimes I do it, organize it at home. So just email me, and then I will put you, together to learn fresh, from me. You gain the benefit of experiencing the energy, especially if we can, sit meditate together. The energy is awesome. It's awesome. That can help you, to reach that peaceful state of mind quite easily. Can help you to slow down, the traffic of Jerry within, and then allow you to see your mental space. Your mental space is the space that void from Jerry, and this is indeed the eye of the storm. This is the eye of the storm that we talk about.
Mhm.
Very profound, and everyone can have a chance to experience that. Okay, yeah, it just provided that you really dedicate and commit yourself to the practice. So my role is just trying to give you the step by step A, B, C, D, F, G, and then you take it home. You just follow that and then just practice by yourself. I also have all the tool, you know, tool. Where's all my tool gone? My first day of teaching in this room, because I only just arrived a few days ago, and
Yeah.
then you use Asia Hotel, you know, in Bangkok. In
Wow.
Bangkok.
I actually interviewed Supawan maybe like a few weeks ago in Thai language, and I was
I
just,
was
you
in
know,
England when I was in
that's
Birmingham.
right. You in England. That's how funny.
Yeah.
Then now you're in
And then
Thailand.
after
I
that, you
interview
want
you
to
in
interview
English,
me in English right away, but I was busy preparing for my
right?
trip to come back. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But
It's an honor
okay,
to have you. Yeah, it's an honor to have you share this with us, Supawan, because this is so profound, especially like what you said right now with what's going on with the world.
we know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And what you are contributing to the world is so significant, and it's so, I mean, just so profound. And I think it's very
It is
important for everyone.
very much needed. Very much
Yeah.
needed. I mean, before we can really, you know, get the entire humanity to ascend to 5D, I think we got to face with a lot of rough
Yeah.
time. A
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
of difficult time before it get any easier. And this among this difficult time, among the storm, the best news is to find the eye of the storm. To
Right.
find the eye of the storm. A lot of people, I mean, even the Buddhists, they don't really know that we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really know we can do that. But this is it. It's my role trying to tell people, yes, of course we can do. I can do it. I can
Well,
do it.
Supawan, because
I don't. Yeah. Okay.
when everybody talk about, it just make me think, when everybody talks about going on into 5D, if they're going through all this, lots of juries around them, how are they
Yeah.
gonna step into the 5D, right? If they don't find that eye of storm first, how would they transition into
Well,
5D,
I
right?
told my student that, you know,
Mhm.
even right now, you can create your very own 5D environment.
Mhm.
It's very important. Okay. If this whole concept is still very abstract.
Yes.
And a lot of people, you know, they say, oh, different thing. 5D got to, you know, like Doris Cannon said that we got to separate into two earth, and this 3D live behind is 5D. we have,
That's
you know,
symbolic to me. Yeah, I think that's
yeah.
symbolic to me.
So I try to make it more practical and more realistic for people. Is that if your body, if this life form, you know, if you can raise the vibration of your energy to the higher vibration, you know, that is 5D already.
Right.
And meditation is the exact tool or means, okay, that can help you to raise the vibration of your energy
Mhm.
into the 5D version,
Mhm.
okay, into
Mhm.
the 5D version. So once your vibration has been raised, okay, this energetic, you know, life, this whole life form has been raised, you will naturally steer away from the 3D, from the low vibration energy people.
Correct.
You cannot resonate with them. You just don't want to mix with them. You just don't want to go near them. You know, all this news about kill who, the war here, the war there, you don't want to hear all this fighting, the film that is stomping, fighting, killing, all this aggression, violence. You just naturally don't want to see, don't want to perceive.
No interest. Yeah.
You just have no interest.
Yeah.
Okay, just have no interest. I mean, I'm a wife and a mother. I'm a grandmother. Okay, of course we have a television there in the corner of the room, and they watch that. But every time that all these things come up, I got to, you know, I got to find this earphone, and then put my own thing on, put my own thing on, so that I can block all those scenes, all those sound. You just naturally cannot connect with them anymore. Therefore, you, okay, with this 5D energy, this high vibration energy, you will be attracted to the same type of people who are like-minded, who have the high vibration of energy just like you. That's why you find me and I find you.
Yeah.
Okay, because this is the law of attraction.
Yes.
The
Yes.
law of
I totally
attraction.
agree that. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
in a
because you
state of
resonate to that, and then they attract to each other.
right.
So you will find yourself that face all this synchronicity that lead you just to the right time for the right place, see the right person, hear the right thing, all these things, all this synchronicity, it will just happen just like magic. Just like
Right.
magic, it just happened. And
Yeah.
it's just so
Magical.
awesome, magical. Yeah,
It is
it's really
magical.
magical, really
Yeah.
magical. So I want to let you know that even though we haven't seen the earth, split into two, and the world is still like it is, really messy, like it is now, you can create your own 5D environment. Okay,
True.
5D environment, just like my house in England, in Birmingham, my garden in the summer, I just make it as as my own sanctuary.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, with the lockdown, with the COVID, you don't go out to see people. I don't like all this entertainment anyway. So I just really spend most of my time in the garden, looking at the sky, the cloud, the
Nature.
tree, the bird chirping,
Hmm.
and then I meditate. So I tell you, my routine every day, I get up early from between 4:30 to 5 or 6:30. Okay. And then the first thing I do is yoga, 50 minutes of yoga. If in
Wow.
the winter, I do it in the house, but in the summer, I do it in the garden. I do it in the garden. Yoga, 50 minutes of yoga, which is all meditation. I would do with my eyes closed. So I would focus on my breath, on my motions, on my sensation when I do all this stretching through yoga, pure meditation. After the 50 minutes of yoga, I would do another 20 minutes of Tai Chi.
Wow.
Keep going, breathe and move slowly, all these things in the garden. And then after the Tai Chi, my mind just so at peace. So I would sit down and then I would sit still with my blissful state of mind. Just sit in the eye of the storm for another hour.
Wow.
Average from 50 minutes to 70 minutes. It all depends. But this is the general routine. So all this take about a good over 2 hours before my breakfast.
Wow.
Before my breakfast, I won't touch anything. I only just drink water. So I would just do this every day. And that is a 5D environment. Okay.
Totally.
And during the day after my breakfast, I mean, in the summer, I just use my garden as my house. I got my deck chair, I got my hammock. I love to lie down in my hammock and then look at the sky. In the summer, in that longest day, well, not quite long, because even in July and August, I was in the garden till about 11, half 11, some
Wow.
night. Just lie in the hammock, meditate, and look in the sky, look at the star, see some UFO coming, Yeah, just all
They
that.
probably come and say hello.
And then in here, in my mind, it was full. It's just full. It felt content. I got nothing to complain about. I got nothing to moan about. I tell you
Right.
one thing.
That's
I don't know whether you know or not. In May, I said I got 3 sons. I got only 2 left.
wow.
I
Yeah.
lost my son in May.
This past May.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only 5 months, not quite 5 months yet. I lost him. My son, he was born in England, but he passed on here.
How come? I mean,
Of course, I gone through, well, I don't want to go back to that. Yeah, I did talk a lot about that. No, I just want you to, this is just the example. You see, I live my life as a model as a role model, okay,
Yeah.
for my students, okay? Of course, I got the time that I was, you know, sad, mourning, you know, grieving for my son, and they cry or something like that. But within this short space of time,
Yeah.
if I didn't tell you, you can't tell that this woman just lost her son.
No, no,
You can't tell.
absolutely
Okay?
not. You're in cheerful state all the time.
That was the storm. It was the storm. Ginormous tornado that is enough to kill a mother.
Yeah.
Enough to kill a mother. And this early stage, you're still mourning, still grieving. Okay? But how can I do this?
Mm-hmm.
How can I do this with this and still carry on teaching? It means that I got to have something or know something that can help me to live in the eye of the storm.
Wow, that's
So
profound.
that's why I don't teach from book. The Tripitaka, the Pali Canon is there, but I don't pluck it out. Okay, Buddha say this, Buddha say that. What I did, okay, what I did, I took the advice of the Buddha and I carry on the practice from the age of 19. Student year. I'll be 70 next year. This long. To be able to do this. And I need this. And this is my credential because I'm a housewife. I don't have a yellow robe or the white robe, you know, I don't shave my head.
Yeah, don't need that,
I
really.
don't have that kind of credential in the uniform, but my credential is my experience.
It's an actual
I can
experience.
only tell you what I have achieved. I can only teach you what I can do myself. What I cannot do, I will tell you that I cannot do. Okay? But through this, I have passed all the tests, all the exam. Okay? That life throw at you. And we never know what life going to throw at us.
Totally. I
My
agree.
son was only 40 years old and 8 months. His life
Wow.
only just begun. No, I can't talk now because otherwise I will cry. Sorry. I'm
Yes,
still very
we don't need
emotional.
to. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Wow.
But I just
Supawan,
want
that's
you to know that I can only share all the things that I can do with you. If I cannot do, I won't share with you. I will tell you I can't do. I don't know. Okay. But this is life. You see,
wow.
it's not easy. Very, very difficult. Okay. Okay. So this is the eye of the storm. That everyone can create this environment of the 5D for yourself at home. At home. And I would say, like, when I come to here at this center, bring your mental self back home center in Salaya province in Thailand. Okay, we only attract good people, you know, and we create the Garden of Eden. So in the future, this will be the center for meditation. And you know what,
Wow.
Tina?
Yes.
This center, we have a plaque, massive plaque.
Yes.
This plaque got the formula for world peace.
Wow.
The formula for world peace is here in the center. I think it's the only one in the world.
Wow.
Let me. You see, everything is all pre-planned. You know, when I
agree.
I talk about the formula for world peace when I came back from Portland, Oregon. When I came back from Portland, Oregon, and then I wrote this book.
Wow, chapter 5.
Okay. I was waiting in the airport from Houston airport to Portland, and then so just look for books, and then I found a book with Einstein, and then we talk about in his own way about, you know, so for some reason in that trip to Portland, I talk about A equal XYZ, but in my own version, not Einstein version, in my own version.
Right.
And in the end, I create a formula for world peace. And then after that, as a new hope for humankind, and after that, I myself even forgot about it. So now I look back, I knew that this formula for world peace, it was downloaded at that time to me.
Totally.
My spirit guide from the Ascended Master is downloaded. And then so I wrote it down, you know, or in this book, and then I buried it. I even forgot that I had this world peace formula for people. Completely forgot until about 3-4 years ago.
Wow.
3 years ago, the Kun Metta from Amarin Printing, you know Kun Metta Takapan, don't you? From
I don't know the person. Yeah.
Okay, Amarin Printing.
Uh-huh.
She was the one who reminded me, talk about the formula for world peace. I said, oh my God, I completely forgot that I talk about the formula for world peace.
Wow.
So I bring it back up, and now I put this formula for world peace in a plaque in
Wow, that's
it is the only formula that can help to bring peace to the world.
my
So
God,
the
that's
formula is
amazing.
okay, so if A equal world peace, okay, then the formula is A equal XYZ. X is the inner peace in all women resulting from bring your mental self back home. So simple. Y is the inner peace in all men resulting from bringing yourself back home. Z is morality in all men and women resulting from bring your mental self back home. Because if you bring your mental self back home, practice meditation, you'll be a good person by yourself. You don't have to force yourself that to be a good person. You'll be naturally, innately good person. Okay, so you add all these three together, it becomes world peace. You just add them up.
So
it means
true.
that you create the individual, create the
One at a time.
inner peace. Oh my God, oh my God. I just have to download. All this
I
is
love
being
that.
downloaded.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. They talk through me. Okay.
That's amazing.
So what happened is that you just put all these individuals who practice Vipassana, mindfulness, meditation, bring your mental self back home, and then again the inner peace. All these individuals, if the practice, you know, expand to the wider audience.
Do you know what?
Add them together. That is world peace. I tell the politician.
Wow.
I tell,
you know, and also Supawan, a lot of spiritual people here talks about going home, or even like a lot of,
exactly.
you know, like a lot of my followers are star seeds. They want to go home. They want to go home
to source.
Exactly. But that's the same version that you have going back.
Exactly.
Home.
So
it takes your mind back. Wow.
You see the word nirvana. So I make life easier for people again, because I have to, you know, make life easier, because we have so many words and terminology that it's just so confusing. What is what? Is nirvana the same as God? And what is source? You know, what is heaven, kingdom of God? It's just so many words.
Well, it causes a lot of separation. That's why, with many different human words.
Cause division as well.
Division, yes. Because they feel like it's all different, but it's not. Yeah.
So I tell you this, if there is any ultimate truth at all, the ultimate, it means that nothing can go beyond that. Absolutely ultimate. Nothing can go beyond this. If there is any ultimate truth at all, it's got to be one. Got to be one truth. And that one truth I'm sure now is source.
Yes.
Okay, the ultimate infinity, that the source. Okay,
The
let's say source.
source, whatever
So,
God, whatever you call it.
so,
Yeah.
so I put source, nirvana, God on the same level, as well as the ultimate truth, as
Yeah.
well as here and now.
Mm.
You say, oh, you got to be in present, you be in the now. It's just so confusing. So
Yeah.
I try to make life easier for my students. So I put all these together. I think I got that card as well. I got that card. Yeah, this is another card. So let's set the goal as nirvana, God, source, here and now, the ultimate truth, whatever big word that
Yeah.
you want to talk about. Like this book, I even put down 32 terminology just to help you. Okay. Oh, in this book, I've got 28, but the newer book, where's the newer book? Yeah, I got the newer book as well. You know, the ultimate enlightenment, nirvana, kingdom of God, tree of life, Godhood, Tao, eternity, immortality, absolute, all this, you know,
All
put
the
them
same.
together in the same level as that, the goal, the
And
ultimate
that's
goal.
less confusing.
Yeah. So that you have less confusion and less
Mhm.
separation. And then you standing here, okay, at the first noble truth, and then you got the goal that you want to achieve. And then in between, oh, sorry, upside down. And then in between, you got the vipassana or mindfulness meditation, or bring your mental self back home. So this is your home. This
Right.
is your ultimate home to go back to. And this terminology, bring your mental self back home, I coined it 30 years ago.
Oh, that is so crazy, isn't it?
I didn't coin it myself. Sorry.
Who did?
I let a group of my students doing Tai Chi in my student house, my friend's house now, Juliet. Okay. And then as we are doing the Tai Chi, this terminology come in, bring your mental self back home, as clear as crystal. It
Wow.
was downloaded to me 30 years ago. So I use it ever since. So I had it in English first and then translated into Thai later. พาตัวใจกลับบ้าน Okay. That was some 30 years ago, if not more.
That's incredible because
So
30 years
it has
ago,
been downloaded.
yes, because
And
30 years ago, I remember, because, you know, I was on this journey when I was quite young too. I
yeah,
was 12 years old, 11, 12. I
okay.
started meditate as well. My uncle was the influence.
Yeah.
And 30 years ago, the movement, the spiritual movement, even here, wasn't that, you know, focusing on going home or anything like that. They're still learning the Eastern meditation here from some yogis. So yeah, so that was fascinating that at that time.
Yeah, well, that terminology, it didn't really resonate to people at that time.
No, not at all.
You know, come to Thailand, it just so alienated, you know, so strange. What? Bring your mental self back home. But however, come to now, everyone talk about coming home, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, everyone talk about, you know, go back home to source. So it's become, yeah, it become.
And I think the I feel the 5D is the same thing. The same thing as going home. Same thing, just different.
Well, it may have another step, but that area, I think we don't have to worry that much. Wait till we get there, wait till we get there, and then we understand more. But at the moment, I want to focus, I want to emphasize at the moment that we are in this mess, and haven't really seen any light at the end of the tunnel. You know, people are still starving, you know, still struggling to make ends meet, all these things. The time like this.
Supawan, do you feel we're at the beginning of the storm, the middle? Where are we at on this storm right now?
I don't know, because when you're right in the middle of the storm, you can't see.
Yeah.
You can't see, not until it's all subsided.
Yeah.
So we are actually in the middle, and in the middle is really, you know, it's just left, right, and center. You know, we we can't see. We just don't know whether we're coming or going. But the
Yeah.
most important part is that the knowledge in finding the eye of the storm is right here.
Yeah.
Right here. I can help you with this. I can talk with conviction and confidence that I can help you with this knowledge to help you to reach the eye of the storm. I don't feel like I'm talking, you know. Oh gosh. I don't feel, oh gosh.
You're downloaded. You're, and
Download.
Supawan, question, someone interested, how much it costs for them to take classes with you?
Oh, my class is very cheap. You can, I would set the price, but it's not expensive. In fact, in the Thai course in Thailand, okay, I only charge what 200 baht a day. How many dollars? About £5 a day. 200 baht. How many dollars?
So probably like $7 to $8 US dollars. Yeah. Or
that's
maybe
it.
less. Maybe less than that because the Thai currencies are kind of lower now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't charge, you know, hundreds of
That's very inexpensive.
dollars or pounds.
Yeah.
Is in England, I use the term suggested donation because I still have to pay the bill myself.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So I suggested donation is only £35 a day, and then we provide you food as well. Provide you food and all the drink.
Well, for those, let's say for those who are like from United States, Canada, or different part of the world, they want to attend your class. You have Zoom or things like that?
Yeah, I can arrange that. If you would like to have a session through me with Zoom, okay, as long as you can find a group of, let's say, 10 people, I will open a class for you. I will open a class
guys.
Okay.
Post a comment, guys, if you're interested in taking Supawan classes via Zoom. You let me know. I can organize that. No problem.
We can just delve into the essence, you know, to the crunch as how to practice meditation. Yeah, I think a session of a day, maybe a day, can help you with a lot of knowledge.
I think your technique is quite fascinating and it can help so many people, Supawan. So, you know, I would love to invite you to come back and talk more about
I'm happy
your
to
work. Yeah, in both Thai and English, because you do get a lot of people now are actually looking into finding a solution to
and especially this solution, you know, is so individual. It's really, you know, get to the heart, the core of the problem within, and then just sever, you know, cut the cord from Jerry, and then lift your spirit right away.
Yeah.
Your spirit, and then make you feel great, feel good right away.
Absolutely. Well, I can feel from your energy already, you know, you seem to be in peace and happy, and I just cannot believe you just went through, you know, what you are. Yes, I couldn't believe it. You know, if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't know. There's no way. So just amazing. Supawan, I would like to thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
For your wisdom, for your time today. I am really, really thankful for that. And want you to come back again. Yes, for you to share your wisdom. Really, you have a lot to share, especially with, you know, for a lot of people going through right now. And I totally feel connected and resonate with what you shared today. You know, that the mind has to be at peace first in order for them to find that eye of storm. Definitely. And that's very hard for a lot of people to do. Very hard for a lot of people to do. And, you know, even myself, I would like to try your technique as well. So I'm going to see if anyone interested, please let me know. We can get a group going.
Email me.
Yes, I will do that. Thank you so much, Supawan.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And we'll talk again. Thank you. Guys, don't forget, I'm going to put her information underneath the description, her website, her email. You need to connect with her, please do so. If you are going to Thailand, please do go and visit her center. Can people visit your center now?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, cool.
Of course.
So
Why I'm here. I will have students come from England to visit me. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to Thailand in a month, October, so I'm gonna
Yeah, please come.
find
Please
time to
come.
go. Yes, that'll be nice to meet you. It's not interesting how, I mean, I don't go back to Thailand that often. I mean, being in America for 40 years, I only went, this is my fourth time going back, you know.
Oh,
So
really?
yes,
Fourth time? Oh my
yes,
God.
last time I went there was 8 years ago. And
Oh,
so it was
okay.
not that often. And for me to
Wow.
find out that she went back there and I'm going back there and there's a possibility of me
Yeah, another
connecting with her.
synchronicity.
That's another synchronicity. I thought so too. It was
Yeah.
interesting. And I kind of felt like this is going to be more of a spiritual trip for me, and didn't plan this trip. It was like a last moment that I make that decision as well. So this is kind of interesting, you know.
Oh,
So guys, thank you so much.
thank
Don't
you,
forget to go to
everyone.
her.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Don't forget to go to her YouTube. I'm gonna put YouTube too because she got a lot of interesting, fascinating YouTube that she talks in both Thai and English. You can follow her on YouTube. Go to her website, check about her classes, and download her free books that she offers. Amazing. Who would have done that, right? So thank you for your kindness as well, Kun Supawan. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, click like, and share this video, please, and share with your family and loved ones, especially who are going through a difficult time right now. This will be perfect to help them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much, Kun Supawan. It's a beautiful, beautiful teaching that you did. I really loved it.
It's a good
Yes,
session, isn't it?
very good session. And I was really like, focused on a lot of stuff that you talk, even though I'm familiar with them because, I started meditate when I was young. However, it's like learning from you is like it's still different.
Yeah,
It's like still
I
new.
give people another perspective.
Yeah.
My style is try to make life easier for people.
No, it's great because you want to make it
Yeah.
simple for them,
Yeah.
and the way you make it sounds. I like the way I like the way you teach because when you teach people, you use all those images.
All the
Those are like
tool. All
there's
the
a
tool.
subconscious mind really grasps that easier and learn that a lot quicker
Yeah.
too.
I think people need visual
Wait,
to
very much. I'm a very visual person.
focus.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that would make sense why like meditation, there's a visual type, there's like audio type, or they're more like we call that, just like when we learn everything, some people are more visual, so you gotta have something visual for them. Guided meditation would be easy for them. I'm very
Yeah.
visual, so guided meditation is better than
Yeah.
meditation.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so that works for me.
Oh
But
God, just
anyway,
now the download saying that today is not, it's all planned from up there.
yeah, you get download
Just
all the
now
time.
the way that I talk is just so
I-
boom, 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 so powerful. Even my insights, that's not me.
yeah, it's weird you say that, Kun
So
Supawan.
fierce,
Yes,
so fierce. It's from up there.
it is up there.
From up
And you
there.
go like, oh my God, right? The
Yeah.
feeling.
I just
Look.
and look, yeah. I mean, everything is so meant to be, Tina. It's so meant to be for you to find me. It's not bang no, it's not
No,
coincidence.
the reason because Supawan, number one, I was like kind of nudged to interview Thai, but I don't know any Thai person, not here, not in Thai. I only know one girl, that's it. And it's funny, she follow you, but I didn't know anything about. I taught her meditation. I taught her hypnosis when I went to Thailand 8 years ago. So now
Yeah.
she got her on YouTube. I think she wants to interview you too because she follow you.
Oh.
Yes, she got a lot of followers. And so what's funny is like I never asked her, but it just came to me right before I met you. And here this guy just posted a comment on my YouTube, post your name. I didn't know who you were because I didn't know any Thai people.
Yeah.
And I just went to your website and I just email you and you say yes. I go, okay.
And
it was so weird.
I was so ใจง่าย. I was so ใจง่าย. I didn't
And-
even look into your clip. but
Yeah.
something in there just said that, yes, yeah.
And what's is
happy to
interesting
do
that you
so.
say you're going to Thailand, and here
Yeah.
I'm going to Thailand, and I don't go to Thailand that often. My fourth time, and since I've been here over 40 years,
Wow.
I came here when I was 14, 15, and now I'm 59. So it's just so crazy that you
Yeah.
happen to be in Thailand.
You know
and
what,
I'm going
Tina?
there. Yeah.
When you come to Thailand, we can do a live recording together.
Yes, let's do that. That's what I'm planning to
No?
do. I want to video your center and talk
Yeah,
about your
come and
center.
then we do it here because this room is soundproof.
Oh,
This
good.
room soundproof.
So
That's
let's
why.
do that. We'll do
Yeah, we have some brainstorm and then see what we can do. No?
I would like
Yeah.
to introduce your center about the retreat, because a lot of people here love to do a retreat. They go to India quite a lot to do yoga, but
Absolutely.
your structure can be what you just share earlier, how you get up and you do yoga. That's what people are interested. And then you do qigong, and that's what, because that's, you do the mind, body, and the soul.
Yeah.
You do the movement with the body, so they work out too, and I think that would be a great way to feature your retreat, because one, people loves Thailand, but Thailand does not have retreat like this yet. I
No.
know that India has many, so a lot of
But
people will
mostly
go
go
to
to temple, you see. Go
yes,
to temple, go to monk,
but
there's
I'm
still
not putting monks down, but I think some monks are not really practicing the true meditation. And I think there's still an old belief that only man can teach this, and not a woman.
That's
So
why it's so hard for a
yes,
woman like this to
yeah, because
to
this
get
is
this
what,
far. Oh, you don't know how much I have to fight my way.
yeah. So
Even
well, what was so funny, Supa, when I was when I was young girl at 12, I want to be a monk, and my dad
really?
yeah,
A nun.
I want to be a
nun.
nun or a monk, either one. I said a monk.
Really?
Yeah, but there's no monk, there's no female monk.
No, you can't. You can't be.
No,
You
no
can
way.
be Bikini, I suppose, but you have to go.
I don't know. I was so
woman or
young,
whatever.
but I thought about that, and my dad was like, "You're not gonna be a monk. You're gonna be a business owner, or you're gonna do something, big or whatever." He said. I said,
Yeah.
okay, but what it is that now it's different. It's all about female coming in the forefront.
Yeah.
If you notice that
It's
changing.
Aquarius, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aquarius is the energy, it's a feminine energy.
Aquarius actually is gonna shift next March or April.
Oh, is it?
Oh my God. So starting next year, everything's gonna go more into Aquarius energy, So talking about Aquarius, it's gonna be not like before, where before it was male dominance, and now it's not. Now it's gonna be like so
Lots of
different.
women in the front line now.
A lot of women. So we're gonna see a lot of women
Empowerment.
teacher. Yeah.
We got to empower all the women.
Totally. They changed quite a bit now. So I think this is something that's going to be fascinating for the center to offer that, Supawan. I love to do a video on that, because I plan to do that.
You can do the video, like the center. By the time you come, we might finish a bit more.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm sure by the time I get there, it should be okay.
What month?
Well, October 19, I'll fly in, but then I might have to fly up north, because my cousin planned a trip, but I have to. Are you in Bangkok?
I am in Salaya. It's just outside Bangkok. It's not far.
Okay,
I have to travel into Bangkok, into Asia Hotel to teach.
Okay. I don't know Thailand quite well, but it's okay. My aunt or my friends can take me there. So yeah, that's fine. And we have some days in Bangkok. So we come back for a couple of days or 3 days. Then we will go to a different province, So the whole month we booked.
Where's your hometown? Home province?
Bangkok, I think.
You still got any brother and sister, parents here?
No, my parents, the whole family's here. I have two of my brothers here. My parents passed away. My dad just passed away, COVID, 2020, and my mom passed away before. So just siblings and my
Oh,
aunts. I have a couple aunts here, but I have my youngest aunt in Thailand
ah,
and have some cousins in Thailand too.
mm,
So we're gonna go and meet them. And you know, so my life is more here than in Thailand, you know.
mm,
But you never know, you know. I'm open to if
yeah,
my life's, you know, is destined to be here, it's here. It's destined to be Thailand later on, that's fine with me too,
yeah,
you know. But
yeah.
at this
That's
point in my life, I just kind of like this is what I enjoy to do is kind of bring all these spiritual teachers and healers, whoever, just come into my channel and just kind of like, you know, just talk about all this stuff and then open up
yeah,
this
that's
world.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. And
So your life is quite busy now, really, with all this interview.
I'm
Yeah.
quite busy. Yeah, even my own work, I'm quite busy. It's so weird. I mean, I got sick. I mean, with COVID, I didn't work for like almost 2 years. And next, you know, when I start working, it's just like people just come into my life. Like, this is
Mm.
like, I'm not even looking. They all just come and
Another
tell
stage
me,
of your life look like it.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it's a
Another
different,
phase of your life. Yeah.
yeah, it's a different
Good.
stage.
Oh, good.
And and I know it felt right. I know it's meant to be because everything just, I didn't look, it just come. And
Yeah.
I
Just
just
come.
got download. I
Yeah,
just got downloads too. The
that's it.
first, when I got downloads, beginning of this year, I mean, I went to a Conscious Life Expo
Yeah.
and I wasn't planning to go. It's called Conscious Life Expo. It's one very big metaphysical event, huge. Actually, David Wilcox went there
Mm.
first year and nobody knew about him. I remember I went into his room and listened to him talk about Edgar Casey because I follow Edgar Casey
Yeah.
as well. And I go, oh, okay, yeah, he does look like him. And so I went this year just because we got off the COVID lockdown. So I just kind of want to do something different, you know, after I got over the illness. Then I wasn't planning to go, but I went anyway. Something just told me to go. And I went into the room. The lady talked about dreams. And for some reason, something just like asked her for an
Mm.
interview. I was going to stop doing YouTube because I was doing YouTube on my COVID recovery. That's it. But I knew it was not an ending. I knew this, I cannot stop. I don't know why, but I was like, I have nothing to talk about. Then when I went to the Conscious Life before, I saw this lady, my head just got this download. Ask her for an interview. Right away, I knew I was gonna do. I had no idea I was gonna do. I knew that I was gonna be interviewing people. I'm gonna get on YouTube
Yeah.
and do it. And
Oh,
believe it
that's
or
good.
not, just 3 months,
That's
I
good.
got YouTube accepted to be a partner, you know, in 3 months. And people go, wow, that's fast, Tina. Because most people would take like over a year or 2 years to be accepted. I go, really? I go, okay, maybe that's a signal just from the universe to tell me that's
Yeah.
the right path.
Yeah, I think you're quite fast. I mean, I've been doing a long time, but my YouTube, my English channel really hasn't really got many audience. But after today, people might start, listening
Yeah,
to
or even
you.
more. Well,
Yeah.
and it's so funny because I love to try. So I have to ask myself questions like, what is it that I like? And I know this is what I like. It's what I love. So I'm
Yeah.
putting everything in my YouTube channel. Even my traveling to like spiritual places. And in America, there's a lot of spiritual events, like metaphysical events and esoteric events. It's a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm planning to go to all these events. Like next year in April, I'm going to a UFO cruise. So there's gonna
Wow.
be a lot of big speakers there. So I'm gonna be like recording
Yeah.
and you know
I think there
interviewing
was
them.
another one by organized Michael Sella and all these
Oh yeah.
spiritual will go. I think it's in Vegas, isn't it, in October or
Oh,
something?
move on. I
Move on.
missed it this year because I went to the one in Mount Shasta, but next year I'm going there. It's a big conference. Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
love to
Michael
go to
Sal
Mount Shasta.
is
Mount
beautiful.
Shasta is the you know
That's
the
where people
part of the
see.
inner earth.
I actually saw a UFO 12 years ago.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
mhm.
In Mount Shasta?
Not Mount Shasta. It was where I used to live in Silmar. I used to teach from home. I had my own meetup, and I was teaching Akashic record. And at a time, I wasn't planning to teach, but I needed the income, so it just pushed me to do it. And so I started up doing offer free meditation, and I started to teach Akashic record. And then I had 4 students, my first class. And for some reason, two of my students started to like activate it. And from not knowing and not, not able to see clairvoyantly, they just open. And she said, Tina, I'm seeing this goddess, looks like India goddess. And she told me her name's Kali. And I was like, is it goddess Kali? And sure enough, it was. And what's interesting is, I mean, I wasn't really like, into the Hinduism or goddess or anything like that. But my uncle, when I was about 10, 12, he was a monk and he meditated and he channeled Kali, goddess Kali. And it was weird because, we're not Hindu or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, and that kind of got me curious about this stuff, in Buddhism and study. So I studied heavily when I was that age. But anyway, so this time when my students got connected, I hypnotized her a lot. And I studied with Dolores Canyon when she came to Los Angeles. And so I used her technique to hypnotize a lot of my students and a lot of members in the meetup. And a lot of people were like connected to the ancient Egyptian time, Lemurians, Atlantis. I'm like, what the heck? And I get all this ever since then. I get so, because we were in that meditative state all day long, because I hypnotized them for hours. Everyone got downloads like all day long.
You can
every
give
day.
me a session of regression, hypnotherapy, regression, past life regression.
I'll do that. If I'm gonna come over, I'll give you a session.
So you finished the course with QHHT with Doris Cannon?
Yes. It was a 1-week course. When she came here with her daughter wasn't teaching at that time, Julia. I still have a picture with her. That's funny. She came here in 2010. And I actually went to hypnotherapy school in Los Angeles for a year. I graduated and I said to myself, I don't know if I really like this traditional hypnosis. I would rather do the spiritual hypnosis, like past life regression. And even though they taught in school, but it wasn't that extensive. So right when I was thinking that, one student, I didn't know who she was, but she's in different classes. And she's like, she came to me, she go, oh my God, Dolores coming in town. I said, who is Dolores? And then she said, oh, well, she's a, hypnotherapist for 40 years and she's able to connect people to the superconscious. So I go, okay. Then maybe like a few days after that, my friend who went to school with me said, oh my God, Tina, Dolores coming in town. We have to take her class. And I said, okay, this is the second time that I heard Dolores Canyon in 1 week. Who the heck is she, right? I went and got her books. I read one of her books. I forgot. And right away I said, that's it. I said, I'm resonating with her book. So at the time I didn't have money and I called them up. I go, hey, can I do down payment? They said, absolutely. And I don't know where I pull all the money to take her classes. By the time I have to pay, I didn't know how. It just happened. I took her class. Yeah, it was a 1-week class and it was all day. I think it was like 79 students altogether at that time. It was powerful. It was a lot of energy, beautiful. And when we finished, I hypnotized so many people from the meetup. We did it for free. And so we got a lot of people, we get a lot of practice. But what's important, what I brought out of it was a lot of fascinating experience that I at that time, I hypnotized them. Some of them really connected to their higher self, connect to the superconscious, and brought in information. It was just fascinating. And
amazing. Really amazing.
it was really amazing and really a lot of fun at a time. And back to the student that I talked about, UFO, the one that I taught, and she's very connected. She's like totally shifted to be like like a channeler. I would call it channeler. She channel a lot of information, and when I hypnotize her, it's a different voice that come through,
Oh.
and would have so much knowledge and wisdom.
Mhm.
But when she came out of it, it's like a
She
different
couldn't
person.
remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So, and then she started to meditate a lot. After that, she started to connect, meditate all day long, and she just really received a lot of downloads. And one day she said, and at my home, she said, Tina, they told me that they're gonna fly through your home, above your home here, towards Semi Valley, toward my home in that direction. At 9 p.m., we have to go out. I go, okay. So 9 o'clock at night,
Oh.
we went outside my home. I looked up. It looked like star, okay? But it fills the whole sky. It doesn't matter which direction I looked at. And they're all moving the same speed in one direction to her home. That direction. But it was the whole, how can the star moves simultaneously?
big.
Yeah, the same speed. How can it fill the whole space?
Space.
And I was like, whoa, is that for real? I mean, and they were moving. It's not like one, there were, I mean, gazillion of them.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah. And
Wow.
that was profound experience.
I love to
And
see it. I
yeah,
saw one this morning, really bright. I was doing my yoga. And then it was about 5:30 in the morning, it's still dark. There's some star. And suddenly there's one star. Look like it's just like a light, but it's bigger and it's not
wow.
plain. It's got to be big. But it's just really bright light, bigger than normal usual star. And it moves in the speed that is move fast. So I thought, I know that was UFO, and then it gone.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. You should communicate with them, like tell them like,
Oh, I love to communicate with them.
turn on the light and things like that.
Tina,
Yeah.
I have to go
Yeah, yes,
because I have another Zoom meeting with
totally.
someone in New Zealand.
Absolutely. No, thank you. I'll send you the recording next day.
So, Tina, can I have the file from Zoom that you record, and then
Yes, absolutely.
I will upload on my channel myself, because when I add your clip from your YouTube channel into mine, it doesn't show onto the think about.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you
doesn't-
the Zoom recording. Is that right?
Yeah, if you send through Google Drive to my Zoom to me, I can upload it myself. Okay.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
Thank you, Pat, and then
lovely.
I'll email you for the next one.
Yeah, we must do this again.
Yes.
So
I
we
want
can
to do
talk about unconditional love alone.
Yes.
Unconditional love. I can take you into all this, Jerry, again. Yeah.
It's fun. I love to do that. Yes, let's do that. Let's schedule a day. You tell me what date, then we'll convert it. Sounds good.
You want to do it before you come?
Yeah, before I come.
Before
We'll
you
still
come
have
to
time.
Thailand?
Mhm.
Okay, so okay, we see. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Right. Okay, then. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
today.
Ka.
Thank you,
Thank you, Vatika.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.